up for us.
Let us be professional.
Kenyans don't
Right.
The way we roll out.
You see,
Right.
the biggest problem with the politicians is when they're campaigning, they have a very good manifesto.
Yeah.
They will talk so nicely. But once they get into the office, they don't implement what they had promised Kenyans.
Right.
Kenya Kwanza had promised to work on the system. In fact, they were elected on the reforms. But since they took over, they have not done any reform in the education sector. The reason being, the president has all the reports. He has the ability, he has the capacity to turn around the system. But he cannot turn it around. Why? Because they are waiting for 2027. They will be using it as a campaign tool. Two, those people who are implementing this system, who say, if you look at all their kids, they don't study CBC. They are all doing some other education, British curriculum, American curriculum. So they even don't know what they're implementing. Even if right now if teachers can go on strike, you will not see anyone working on it. It can take another 1 or 2 years, or even 8 months. The reason being, they are not affected by what is happening. Look at all senior government officials. Where do they take their kids? Doing British system, they're doing American system. Two, if you look at the ministry, if it wants to implement this, it can even implement it tomorrow. Because they have the capacity, they have all the reports, but they can't implement it. Why? They want to use it for campaign. Like Mr. Sushino was saying that the president called the stakeholders in the State House. What did they discuss? Politics, two-term.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what they were saying, two-term. Yeah, that's what happened. You see, the biggest, let me tell you something. The biggest problem with our politicians.
Nine directives.
But after that, what happened? After that, after 9 resolutions.
What Baraza is saying.
Give me time, the 10th resolution was two-term.
Okay.
So we should not start mixing politics with education.
Okay.
So when people live there, their mind is on two-term. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
The president has achieved what he wanted. But what you're saying, if we are calling for a conference for education, let's put politics aside. Let's involve even opposition leaders, because they may be having a good idea. But the problem is that now, any idea that comes from the opposition is poisonous. They believe it's out to derail the government. But you see, once you're in government, you need to accommodate both the opposition and the government.
Have you listened to the opposition today? Do you think they have the mettle to unseat the current regime based on the ideology? And when we talk about the opposition, we know rather too well that officially, constitutionally, we would be talking about Azimio, ODM and all that. But now we have the united opposition, declared, united opposition. Do they have the substance? If you're going to listen to the policies they present, the capacity in terms of education, in terms of policy, in terms of the concerns that the country faces today, to unseat or to warrant just a one-term for the
They have
current
the capacity.
regime?
If you want to know this, look at what happened in these by-elections. In Mbere, the difference was 400,000, 400 votes.
Okay.
In Malava, the difference was 300 votes. And look at
But the opposition, the united opposition, really disqualifies. In their capacity, they say that the elections
were rigged. Let me tell you,
rigged,
even if
which IBC has denied.
I'm saying this.
How can we talk about this?
Let me I want to give you a scenario.
Okay.
400 votes after all the government machineries were there. We had the CSS, about 8 of them sitting there. We had about 8 helicopters sitting there. We had 70 Prados. All the government machineries were there. Look at Malava. Even all the state officers were campaigning after election. And what was the difference? After rigging. So now when it comes to a national election, where all those state officers may not be on the ground, it will be a walkover.
Okay.
The reason being, the government, when it came in on the promise that it's going to reform so many things. There were so many promises. But now, if you look at the health sector, it has collapsed. Education, we are talking about, my friend here has agreed, it has collapsed. Look at all
it has not collapsed.
No, you are saying
he's still doing the oral. So
I've only stated what needs to be done further
to make it better.
Better.
Okay.
So what we are saying,
but I've not
for the government to succeed in 2027, it has a lot of work for it to do. And right now we only have about two years ahead of us. Only 1 year to implement, because the last year it will be a campaign. So Mr. Susion, let him prepare next year for 2027 to be in the opposition. And I can assure you that, because I know what the opposition is doing. Not even the opposition, the Kenyans are tired. The reason being, whatever was promised is not being delivered.
Okay.
So
what are the chances that the opposition